Hi, guys. Let me know if I'm on. Let's see. We got happy. Yes, there are. And we do know that marijuana is medicine that heals. They want to keep pushing chemicals on us and keep buying more. The corrupted money machine. Yeah, I know. And Trump's taking it this is kind of a little bit lopsided, so I don't know what the deal is here. Maybe my things aren't so great. Hang on. Give me 1 second here because I seem to have a little bit of a funky camera. All right, I think that's a little bit better. Can you see me, guys? I'm on. Cool. Hi, Helen Wheels. I can't wait to meet. I'm looking at possibly November-ish because we can get Patricia down here also for the group thing. So let me know what you think about that because I know you're interested also in coming. We could always meet up sooner, but we'll see. I'm going to see who else we want to get involved in that. Okay, everybody's got me. Okay, so let me go over a few things. It's really dark outside, so the lighting is a little dark here today, but that's life in the big city. All right, so today what we're going to look at before we open things up is we're going to look at something I found on Prince Andrew in the Epstein files, which I hadn't seen before. I knew, we all know he's a perv and stuff like that, but I hadn't seen this before, and wait till you see what it says. Then we're going to cover Mike Lindell election fraud because that's going to blow soon, guys. The election has got to blow soon, and I'm not quite sure how it's going to go down. And then I'm going to throw in, because I haven't gotten it, I've been promising you, but this was like, it always comes out how... it always comes out for the best because I haven't gotten that done yet, but I found one of the absolute best emails from Dan Willis on the crystals. And basically, it's the free energy instructions to make your own frill generator. So I'm going to cover that. Also, it's going to be like a little bonus in this one. And real quick, we'll start with today's press conference on nuclear energy. What this was about, it wasn't a new EO. He signed 4 EOs back in May 23rd of last year to what he called Drive the Nuclear Renaissance. And his goals were to quadruple our nuclear energy capacity by 2050. So that's kind of like, I always look at dates. Oh, yeah, we're getting lots of rain now. To streamline regulations and testing, especially at the Department of Energy, with a pilot program for reactors that are outside private labs, outside national labs. He's going to reform the Nuclear Regulatory Commission for faster licensing, and he's boosting domestic fuel supply chains, workforce exports, and the use for, nuclear energy is used for national security, AI, and additional power needs. So basically, he gave people like a July 4th deadline, and a bunch of them, 4 of them, at least 4 of them met that deadline. So we're moving along in that area. You're seeing notice you always see a counter narrative. They've shut up about Epstein. And yes, there's some, let me take those off because I really hate them. But boy, that's really blurred when I do that. Anyway, so now you've noticed the politicians, all the liberal politicians have shut up about Epstein. Why? Because it was exposing people they didn't want to see. What you're still getting is a few dribbles of, the Democrats that didn't get the memo, I guess, to shut up. But that's pretty much over. Now we're seeing, and every time Trump does something, we see something else moving in to the forefront of these people. So now it's the big thing with the data centers. I did it on that. The new data centers aren't that smoky stuff. It does smoke apparently when it first kicks in, but then it stops relatively quickly. So anyway, that's what that's about. But in today's conference, I wonder if I know Den watched it. Did you hear where he talked about his uncle being heavily involved or being involved with the whole energy thing? That's some kind of clue. All right, let's see what we got. Okay, good. Okay, good. Okay, cool. Well, that's really cool. Then maybe we'll meet up ahead of time then too. All right, let's see. because I'd love to do lunch. We have to find a really cool place. I understand there's a place somewhere towards the middle of the state that does a restaurant with hydroponic gardens and stuff. I don't know if you'd like something like that. Just go sit on the beach for a while if you don't go to the beach often. Something like that is cool. I'll drop you an email, and we might do something outside the norm. Okay, so now what I wanted to show you next, the first thing, I love it, is Prince Andrew. So you're going to remember, let me find out where I have all these. Okay. Okay. So I got to switch to this. Is this it? Yeah. All right. Remember this picture, guys? Okay, that's one of the more recent. That wasn't there a long time ago. For the longest time, all we saw was Virginia Giuffre, and now this one has come out, but that's not the big deal. Here's what I want you to see. Can I do it here? No, I have to do it over here. Hang on one sec. Okay, I want you to look. This is from the Epstein files. I'm assuming, let me double check, make sure you got it. Yep, you can see it. Okay. Now, it's a little small there, but I'm going to blow it up. And this was back in October 6, 2020. So wasn't that after the first bust? That was after his first bust, I believe. All right, so what you have here is, you go down to the bottom of these because they read upward, okay? This is from a guy named Brian Miller. Now, I looked this up. He's nobody involved with government or anything like this. This is some guy, apparently, that filed a complaint. And he filed a complaint to the Southern District of New York, where, of course, all the Epstein stuff, all of the hot prosecutions went to die. With, remember, Comey was there with his daughter Maureen became a USA in that district, Southern District. So listen to this one. They're talking about Maxine. This was October 2nd. This Brian Miller, if you can see, 2, that means the U.S. Attorney's Office, New York Southern District. So that's where all prosecutions go to die, okay? Somebody in there, maybe Comey, who knows? So it says, back in the 90s, Ghislaine Maxwell recruited a girl for a modeling career. Instead of modeling, she was sold as a slave for sex and torture. Prince Andrew was an accessory to her death as he tortured her and me to force her murder. So apparently this is something that we saw from Paul Bonatti also. And then he said, I need to get a passport to identify her. So he's looking to identify her. He's making the complaint, and he thinks in, I guess it looks to me like he has faith that the Southern District is going to do something in this prosecution of Maxwell. And he says, I will need someone to contact the passport office to get an expedited passport. Now, I went and I asked AI what it thought about that, and it said that that he was looking for a passport. I don't see that. When he says I need to get a passport to identify her, and if she's already dead, that means he's looking for some kind of passport to find out who this girl was. So then the next one comes from somebody at the U.S. Attorney's Office in Southern District. And it's the same subject here. And that was, look at that, 13 minutes later. And so the U.S. Attorney's Office sent this to somebody. Actually, 1, 2, 3, 1. No, it's going to be in here. 1, 2, 3 different somebodies got this, and they're all redacted. He, meaning this Brian Miller, called me to give him a secure email address. So he was asking for a secure email address. He is from somewhere, and the number that came up is this. And of course, it's been redacted. And then one of the people, we can see one email address of these 3 people, came back and said, and this was several hours later, as you can see. 8 hours later. Wendy, no problem at all to include me on the Epstein Maxwell notifications going forward. But I want to let you know that because of my unit move, the office has transitioned me off the case. I'm guessing that's Maureen Comey. and added so-and-so. So if you wouldn't mind including her on any notifications, please. Thank you. And I hope you're doing all right. The days given. And I see, this makes me think it was Maureen Comey doing all right these days, given all the circumstances. Like hell is breaking loose, is what I took it as. So anyway, looks like the reason I believe this is because Paul Bonatti also made claims decades ago. Remember, I've told you this number of times, how he was forced to commit sex acts and murder. Him and another boy were forced to do sex acts and commit a murder on the person that they abused. So this is right in line what we've heard in the past. Prince Andrew was an accessory to her death. He tortured her, the girl in that picture, and me to force her murder. So she's gone, and he forced this Brian Miller to murder her. Wild, isn't it, guys? All right, let me go back here. Yep, got to fill in the blanks. Exactly, Happy. I bet that island was full of bodies. That, and also they're saying New Mexico was too. I'm thrilled to be here. What do you see, Mark? I got it. I hope it hasn't been tampered with. Last time I talked to Dan, he said to wait. The diagram, he said, wasn't protected yet. Right, exactly. I wanted him to help me build it. Oh, so you talked to him. Okay, great. Well, I don't have the email, and it'll be coming out in the Crystal video, the full Crystal video, exactly when he did it. But the core was secured late last year. And I know for a fact that a very special gift was given of the finished product. So the link that I'll have, and also so that you guys know, it'll be in the description here, but also the I saved it, the PDF document, just in case it should disappear again. And remember, it disappeared for a couple days. I hope it hasn't been edited, but for those of you, those mad scientists that want to give it a shot, I'll be showing you that link as well. All right, so let's see what else I got on here. Oh, the election. Okay, so Mike Lindell has provided a page with all kinds of good stuff. Let me get rid of that now. All right, so Mike's page is called electioncrimebureau.com. And on this, he is listing a lot of the evidence that he's found, okay? And we're going to go over a few of them. The first one we're going to go over is Mesa County. So let me switch that to the graphic that he used. We'll get there, I think. Where's Mesa County? Mesa County. Boy, oh, I have too many things open. There we go, Mesa County. Okay. So this is the first graphic that we're looking at, okay? And this is on this website, electioncrimebureau.com. Let's make sure you're seeing it. Yep, you are. Okay, so this is by Mike Lindell. And basically what he outlines in here, in this one, in Arizona, the page details are forensic findings from Tina Peters. Do you remember her? Remember her, the former Mesa County clerk who got prosecuted? And I think, what did she get here? She got like 9 years or something for disclosing this. Yeah, she was prosecuted at the Arizona state level in a criminal case in the Mesa County District Court with both an Arizona District Attorney Dan Rubenstein and the Colorado Attorney General office under Phil Weiser, and they convicted her. I believe she got 9 years, something like that. I didn't write that down, so I won't hold you up. So anyway, this database that you're looking at is based on evidence that she provided, and what she did is she made backup copies of the Dominion Election Management System server before the Colorado officials and Dominion performed what they called a trusted build, right? Which was basically a software update in May 2021. Now, isn't that odd? The election occurs in November 2020, and then they've got to do some software update when basically the shit starts hitting the fan in May of 2021 about election fraud. And what Tina Peters said is this update allegedly destroyed key records, which the site explains, and the site goes on to explain the prosecution of Peters. Peters was prosecuted. I did that already. She was prosecuted, even though. Oh, here, let me go to the main. Okay, yeah, and that was another thing, because I went and queried. Well, why in the world? How can she get prosecuted if she is the Mesa County clerk recorder? That's her official duty to oversee this election, and it certainly is. And she supposed her job is to safeguard election equipment, follow state security protocols, and help ensure the integrity of the voting process. And she got prosecuted for doing that, and convicted. So what she's saying is there was systematic data destruction. The updated, deleted 28,989 files included 695 critical logs and event files that were needed for election integrity. Web server logs dropped from 240 to 3. So what web server, that's people connecting. So it dropped from 240 to 3 of them. SQL database logs were completely wiped. So whoever went into the databases were completely wiped. And the hard drive was repartitioned or reformatted. So you guys know what that means. It erased everything dating back to 2019. So they erased the election results. And they said that this data, what Tina Peters said is the data destruction allegedly violated federal law, which requires a 22-month retention period for election records. It also violated Colorado laws, which mandate preservation and prohibits willful destruction or alteration of the records. The next problem with the Mesa County was the system violated Colorado's requirement to meet 2002 voting system standards with indestructible audit trails. So it should have been certified. It should not have been certified. I'm sorry. So without that requirement of meeting those standards, which basically had a lot of issues about not being connected to the internet and stuff. So that should never have been certified. The EMS has remote access tools. That was the EMS. I think that's the system, the domain system. And wireless networking cards on supposedly air-gapped systems. I did check this one out. And air-gapped systems are systems where they're not connected to anything, allegedly. They're supposed to, the only way you can transfer information is via different kinds of smart devices and stuff like that. It's allegedly air gap is not connected, and you have to do everything manually when you transfer it. So they're saying that that happened, and apparently it did not, because there were many connections that were wiped out. And then they cached vote records and result files generated. This is huge. They had the vote records generated 6 days before election day. Can you believe that? There was extremely high voter defection rates, 31 to 34% for conservative candidates, far above the less than 10%. So somehow 20 to 25% of conservative voters didn't show up. Inconsistent, that normally show up. And then this inconsistent totals. So the Peters concluded that her actions actually preserved the only evidence of these issues. So remember, before they reformatted it, she got copies. The findings suggest possible algorithmic vote manipulation, widespread record destruction across Colorado, and a fundamentally unworthy system. So they've destroyed audit trails. Oh, something happened there. Covered up a trusted build that was supposed to be the update, removed records shortly after the election, remote manipulation of the records, pre-election result generation, hidden algorithmic interference. because there were extreme statistical anomalies that suggest possible vote switching algorithms. So all of this can be, personally, I think they have it all. We heard a long time ago that they had the watermarked and quantum watermarked vote ballots, and they could actually trace everywhere that ballot went. I think this is all just theater. But the fact of the matter is, you got to prove it in a court. And then without intact records, certification, audits, and recounts become meaningless. So when they dump all the records, how do you recount anything, right? And so what Peter said was this allowed large-scale fraud with little resistance to exposure. Okay, then there was Michigan. So anyway, so it looks like there was in Arizona, there was a deliberate destruction to hide the election system vulnerabilities and potential fraud. And that's why the authorities in Colorado and Arizona specifically targeted her to deter her from going elsewhere or other people doing similar type investigations. Okay, then there was Michigan. Let me fix the picture for you. Here's Michigan's. I'm back. Hi. Look at how dark it is just from not having any sunlight. All right, Michigan. Okay, so here's Michigan's results. You should be able to see this now. Yep. Okay, cool. So Michigan, Lindell says that Detroit never provided true precinct level vote tallies for 2020. And that violates the Michigan law, which mandates reporting election results by precinct. The aggregated summaries, they just had an aggregated summary that allowed large-scale manipulation and errors to be hidden because there's no granular precinct-level baseline to compare them to. Specifically, irregular vote patterns, unusual spikes, and discrepancies can be diluted or concealed within the larger combined totals from all of the precincts. You can't spot the outliers that would be the obvious, like, here in Miami, we got a bunch of Democrats. That would be the one we'd go to look at specifically to pick out any kind of validation that we wanted to check out. But when it's lumped into all of Florida, yeah, we know that Miami's liberal, but when it's, how do you prove it when it's linked in with everything else is the point. So they were untraceable discrepancies. When ballot reconciliation fails, you can't verify whether the number of ballots processed even matches the number of voters that signed in for each precinct. So precinct 1 has 1,000 people. You can't even make sure that 1,000 votes came from that area. So basically what it does is extra and missing ballots then become invisible. You can't find them. There's, of course, a broken chain of custody. The physical ballot containers can't be relied upon for the results, making it impossible to audit whether the ballots were swapped, added, or removed for particular areas. This is Michigan. No audit or recount baseline. So basically, hand counts or challenges can't be manipulated, can't be meaningfully, hand counts or challenges can't be meaningfully compared to official precinct data, which makes any kind of post-election verification totally ineffective. And these were certified, guys. Pence passed the final vote to certify all this stuff. And then, of course, observers and investigators lose the ability to localize problems geographically or statistically, which lowers the chance of catching fraud and reducing accountability. So they didn't only steal, guys. They didn't only cheat and steal. What they also did is they set up a mechanism so you couldn't catch them, or they thought. In short, the site argues that this aggregation of votes creates plausible deniability in a courtroom. And I'm not a lawyer, but it makes large-scale irregularities far harder to detect or prove, undermining the core integrity safeguards that rely on this precinct-level transparency. So there's nothing from those people. Who knows where the ballots, if they were even saved, who knows? Just absolutely insane, guys. So the next one that they went through was Wisconsin. And this, now these are, mind you, specific problems that have occurred, and there's evidence of these problems. Let's see, Wisconsin, Cheese County, Detroit. Well, maybe I didn't do this. Yeah, there's Wisconsin. Okay. All right. So here's Wisconsin. Okay. Again, they also had unlawful procedures in Wisconsin, but theirs is different. Let's make sure I got that up there for you. Yes, this is Wisconsin. Okay. So basically, in Wisconsin, the Wisconsin Election Commission certification of 2020 election results incorporated votes that were cast under at least 4 categories of procedures that were later ruled unlawful. Those categories were absentee ballot drop boxes, and that was ruled illegal in 2022 by the Wisconsin Supreme Court. Nursing home absentee ballots that were collected from residents without the required special voting deputies, which is under another Wisconsin statute. The page notes documented 100% turnout rates in facilities for cognitively impaired residents. 100% turnout. Indefinitely confined also status. There were 220,404 ballots that were cast by voters who did not meet the statutory eligibility requirements under another Wisconsin statute, 6.86. And this followed, basically, the reason that occurred was because partisan county clerks were telling people that any voter could claim status. And then the last way they violated the law is ballots from wards under guardianship, basically cast by individuals who are legally ineligible under Wisconsin statutes. So they said they're their guardian, and they weren't really their guardian. They were not even eligible to be the guardian. So the chairperson, the WEC chairperson, was Jacobs, certified results that included votes cast through these mechanisms that the courts were later determined were illegal. So Wisconsin has been through quite a bit already in laying the foundation. And not long ago, Wisconsin voters approved a constitutional amendment referred to as Wisconsin Issue 1, which says that the state's voter ID requirement, it added a voter, hi sweetie, a voter ID requirement into the Wisconsin Constitution. So all voters that vote have to present a photographic identification to cast a ballot in any election. The problem we have with that is it's got to go further, like Trump wrote in the EO, because just having a driver's license, or it doesn't even say a driver's license, a photograph, it could be anything. It could be an identification card. A lot of these states gave driver's license to illegals, right? So that's a photo ID. That doesn't say they have to be a citizen. So I see a flaw in that. Okay, and then the last one on the election stuff is Pennsylvania. Okay, let's see what Pennsylvania has. It's Detroit. Well, where is Pennsylvania? Where is Pennsylvania? Oh, okay. I didn't do the Pennsylvania graphic. I guess there was none. But let me run through it real quick for you. So instead, you get to look at me, poor people. Okay, so in Pennsylvania, they have an Election Code Act 77 in 2019, which specified 4 specific ballot requirements. All ballots had to be received by 8 p.m. on election day, or they would not be counted. And it didn't say may not. It said shall not be counted is how the law reads. After 8 o'clock, they shall not be counted. All mail-in ballots must include a postmark. Signature on ballot envelopes must be authenticated. So you know how they're supposed to sign that? That's an issue, of course. And defective ballots shall not be counted. Well, apparently, Lindell reported that all four of those provisions were changed without anybody getting any permission before the election. The Pennsylvania Supreme Court extended the receipt deadline to November 6th, 3 days after Election Day instead of by 8 p.m. on Election Day. And they also eliminated the postmark requirement. So you don't even have to have a postmark on it. You could have just picked it up off the street. The court later also eliminated the signature verification. And some Secretary Bookvar issued selective ballot curing guidance on November 2nd, allowing defective ballot remediation in some counties, but not others. So it says the page further notes that on January 28, 2022, the Commonwealth Court of Pennsylvania struck down Act 77 as unconstitutional, confirming that all 2.48 million ballots in 2020 were cast under a system that was subsequently found constitutionally invalid by the court with primary state election jurisdiction. So that one looks like it's been litigated. I think... let me finish this. It asserts that certification of results incorporating these 2.48 million ballots rests on a legal foundation of documented constitutional infirmary. Citations listed on the page include Act 77's non-severability clause, stating that if any provision is found unconstitutional, then all of the remaining provisions, including the entire mail-in voting authorization, is likewise void. So that has been litigated. So we've got at least 2 states, and well, 3 if you count Arizona, because that's pretty much, she had the evidence dead to rights. Okay, now, also what Mike revealed, this is not more of the boring states stuff. What he revealed, because if you will... they are also alleging seditious conspiracy. Let me fix that for you, because I do have a couple things on this. All right. So there we go. This is from his page, right? And he uses a couple different things, but this one is the, I hope you can see it. Yeah, the January 6th, right? And what the congressional strategy was to refuse to seat any incoming Republican senators, ensuring a Democratic majority in the Senate. Call a House recess by the order of the Sergeant at Arms to remove Pence and the Republicans from the House chamber. Remember when they closed the chamber and removed all the Republicans? And, see, you thought she was going to die. Remember all that? And then they organized mass civil disobedience to shut down the Capitol. Okay, so seditious conspiracy. Okay, this was actually disseminated, guys. It's a Zoom training session that was held on October 28th, days before the election, titled Democracy Defense. And it was moderated by a woman named Nadine Block with Feds for Democracy for current federal government employees. So this was a Zoom training that federal government employees took days before the election. There was a speaker, Laura Adams, who was a facilitator from Democracy Kitchen, who was a former USAID company, and Maddie, who was federal management and programs analyst and a union member. So this session trained federal employees how to defend democracy in case of a disputed election. This is days before the election even occurs, and they're training people how to fight it if anybody says has questions for it, focusing on scenarios involving a potential Trump victory. In fact, Lindell exposes what appears to be evidence of a seditious conspiracy because it involves federal workers conspiring to obstruct the functions of government, to undermine the constitutional transfer of continuation of power and to use the official positions to impede their official positions to impede the executive branch. So let's see, do we have to go through this? Oh, okay, yeah, this is real important. Listen what they told them. They told them to frame Trump's statements as evidence of an impending coup and to precondition participants to reject a Trump win as illegitimate. If he wins, it's fraud, guys. And this is federal employees. They were instructed to slow walk all executive orders by asking for them in writing and delaying the implementation. And now this is all stuff, that's only what you're looking at now is only a thing that he's got, but he's got all the evidence of this behind it. Redefine obstruction as, remember in that video I did about how to break the matrix and how they reframe things and how one of the ways they get these Democrats on board is that they make them feel like they're doing their civic duty by overturning this tyrant. Well, that's exactly what they were taught. They were told to redefine obstruction as protecting democracy, so it was okay. They were told to mobilize the bureaucracy, federal bureaucracy, 4+ million workers, as a political force to shape rules, norms, and public opinion. They were told to provide operational security instructions using pseudonyms, keeping cameras off, so don't film anything, moving sensitive planning to encrypted signal groups to avoid being caught. So not only were they told to create these lies and to push this narrative and create this conspiracy, but they showed them how not to get caught. And then to dismiss the Hatch Act concerns by claiming, again, that it's not partisan, that they're simply protecting democracy. Okay, so that was, and there's citations, and there's a recorded session on that page of this thing. So if you want to go to that, you can actually listen to how they brainwashed federal employees. There's a link on this page right here. I won't play the whole thing, but this is it.
Hey, folks, so quite a few of you are just actually stop sharing my screen for a moment so I can see folks.
There you go. There's the winners.
I'll just start introducing.
Hopefully we'll see them in cuffs in the near future, huh? Okay. All right, now let's see. Let me check comments here real quick. Hi, Shelley. I'm thrilled to be here. I bet that island was full of all I got to do is fill in the blanks. Yep. 107 said she is now free. Who is now? Oh, Maxwell? It wouldn't surprise me, but I don't know. And I don't know about Juan. I used to be all about him, but he became very commercialized and he started creating those networks of people that I remember. I don't know if you remember this or not, but one of the videos, I did some research, and the way these people do it, if they are, and I'm not saying they're all deep state, but this is one method that they do if there's some kind of disinformation or even a hangout, if it's a limited hangout operation. Then what they do is they create a network of different truthers that they all go on each other's shows and they all get themselves a lot. They ride on each other's coattails, and that's how they build so quick, so rapidly. And so I don't even listen to people sometimes, guys. Sometimes I just look at their background. I look at where their money came from and how they got famous and how they got their voice. And then I have to figure that into the whole thing. So I'm not saying that he's not genuine. He certainly could be, because he seems to have some intel, but he just went very commercial for me. They just let her out. She almost died in prison. I hadn't heard that. Now, where's your source come from, Happy? Hi, Wolfie. McCurney speaking on the raid on a CIA server. Right. I remember that. Remember that in Germany? They retrieved these servers that recorded the steal in real time. Now, that I also heard, Den, and I believe it from McCurney. And the storm is here. You are right in every way. Donald says, I think the whole 2020, et cetera, was a sting operation. I think they have everything too. In fact, I would say 99.9%. They have almost everything on everything. I'm not opposed to the idea that there's been a shadow government running since he left office. I mean, yes, there's been a shadow government running for decades, but I mean a white hat shadow government that could perhaps have been running since right before Trump left office the first time. I'm not opposed to that. Pillow Guy is on fire. He is, man. This guy nearly went broke doing this, his life. And then, all they do is badmouth these people and prosecute them. Which one of us would put our lives on the line like Lindell did, like Trump did, like so many others did? Who would do that? Not a whole lot of us. These are true patriots. Massive manipulation, distraction, lying is the deep state. Baddie specialty, masters of deception. Yep. And don't forget that they have these ways that they do it, but they also have energetic advantage over us in a lot of ways. So they know frequencies, they know sacred geometry. Now, not the little guys necessarily, the little puppets on Earth that are running this operation, but they have had, we all know that after the 50s, they were all in cahoots with the technology exchange program and with the dark aliens. So who knows what they learned from that. And from the classified documents that I've seen, they definitely know about energetic manipulation. Exactly. Why would they drop that $1 billion lawsuit? And did you notice there's no discussion? It's completely quiet about any money that was paid between the two. So my guess is they paid Lindell to shut up. But also the other thing is you have to remember on that too, Jen, is that they sold that. Remember, they sold that to some other guy that used to handle elections. So I don't know what the deal with that is. Hi, Shelley. I'm in the process of rearranging my living room. I seriously think it's the frequency of it feeling off. I used to drive my boys crazy rearranging my living room. I now believe it. That's funny. Yeah, I never got into it. I'm more of an outside kind of gal. I prefer being outside and nature and by the water and stuff. But I do like my home to be comfy for sure, and how I like it to look. But the way I figure it, hell, there's still so much stuff here that has to be done from the hurricane that just do it as you can, huh? But that whole feng shui thing, I think it can energetically. I absolutely, with what I know, 20 years ago, I would have said, nah, that's stupid. But now, everything I know about energy, I do believe it. It's all about the baddies trying to control things. They're going to drop lawsuits on we, the freedom fighters, and try to incarcerate anyway. But you know what? They have been doing that, Happy. I think that's like we're moving out of that phase because these judges are, I think that one should have gone to jail, but these judges are going to start paying. They're going to start, there's going to be an example made if there hasn't already that I'm missing, but the courts have to be cleaned up and then all that crap will stop. Baffling their poor little MK Ultra minds with bureaucratic bullshit. That's absolutely true, isn't it? There was something I recently saw. Oh, I've got to watch it, guys. Tell me if you might be interested in this. They did a hearing on MK Ultra in Congress this past week sometime. Hi, Tammy. How you doing, sweetheart? I may do something on that they did about the whole MK Ultra. And they talked about MK Naomi and the different things. I've done it before, but I was specifically going to do it on what is coming out now and what is confirmation. So tell me if you might be interested in that. And they all sell the same products and push the same info. Yep, they sure do. With one. Yeah, exactly. Now it's the patches that, they tried to get me to sell, 3 years ago, 2.5 years ago. Now everybody's on the patches and they're all going for that. Everybody's included. I've been an island my whole life. I guess I'll continue to be one. With Juan, because all you see is freaking cowboy boots most of the time. Well, I can understand that. I had concerns, like I said, about coming out in the open. There's Wolfie. Hi, Wolfie. He's got to be the ham. So I had a lot of problems too coming out, and so I can't blame him for that being in the background. Tina Peters was released. Is that yes, 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 exactly. Good. She was released. Yeah, yeah, she was released a while back. Meow. I know, I know. Isn't he a bad boy? Mystifying Mark's got a little fox there. What is that? Is that a fox? That looks like Pico. Mike really running for governor. I hadn't heard it. Is he really? Well, that's a big one to check, isn't it? Is Mike Lindell running for governor? (2026). Yep, governor of Minnesota in the 2026. Yep, he sure is, guys. Yes, he sure is. So we got to really start supporting Mike, and I hope they all have this, lined up already as far as part of the program. But yeah, he absolutely is. Hey, Tammy. Okay, so now the next part I have, since we're kind of caught up with them, the next part I have here, gotta find it. Give me a sec. Where'd I put it? Thought I brought it here, but I have it on my other one, I guess. Hang on. It is an email that I found from Dan. Oh, I gotta upload this. All right, so let me go this way. Hang on, give me a second. I missed one thing, darn. I try so hard to set up, but I wanted to see that thing today in case anything was major big, but I guess it wasn't. File, open. Here we go, I think. That's not the email. The email must still be under downloads. Yeah, okay. All right, so this is the email. I want to put that there, but then I also want to add a second one real quick while I have this here so I don't have to break and go in between. All right. Okay, here we go. So first we go here, and this is the email that we've got. Let me bring them up here so I can get them closer and find them quicker for you. All right, so we're going to go here. Oh, Shelly, the brownie video. Tim was so proud of that. Let me stop these. Let's all get you united support, brother Mike. I know he really needs it. We need to expose Minnesota because somebody's got to kick those Somalians out of there. And I hate to be that way, and there's more of them. It's not just the Somalians. It's all of them. They all have communities, but, oh, Tammy's listening and driving. Cool. Okay. Oh, that's a shame because I have some screenshots, but that's okay. Shelly says the video was a good one. A lot of good info. Tim, great job. I'll tell him. Coming home to Iowa from Omaha. The frequency there is just really. Huh. Oh, Donald got a spam call. Don't you hate that? I don't even ring them into my phone. All right, so let's look at what we've got here for Dan. It's not that one. There you go. Now this is an email. I'm going to blow it up a little bit here. The date of this email, I'm assuming, make sure you can see it. All right. Yeah. All right. And it'll come in. I'll put it back in frame in a second. So this was all the way back in January 6th. Yeah. It's just one email that I've got because what he does, we both used to do this, and I'm sure you did it too. We'll take out a question and we'll copy it and then answer underneath of it because we had some pretty long emails sometimes. So this was January 6th, 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago, 2024, right after I started this channel. And okay, so I think he has it, but I'm still, so that she doesn't see. I'm going to just take that off there. Oh, I didn't do any of that. Okay, let me get here. Gosh, I'm an idiot. All right, so I said to Dan, he's quoting my part right here. I said right here, he said, I know what you mean. There's always a learning curve, and sometimes this is what I was saying, and sometimes it has a mind of its own. The trick is to outsmart the computer. Are people encouraged? That we were talking about, he was wanting to learn how to use AI, and we were working together on that for some of his stuff. Are people encouraged to create their own frill crystals if they have the ability? And I happen to have my crystal with me today, which I'll show you. So luckily, my amazing husband bought my frill for me. If you can see it. Oh, hi, Pico. It's absolutely amazing. I love it. I hold it on me. It comes in a beautiful little case here. And this was carved by Dan. And so that's what we're talking about. And remember that movie that I showed you where they held the crystal out like this? Mine's a little small because I couldn't afford a big one. But when they held the crystal out like this and it started glowing, remember that? When I get to the one of Dan's emails talking about that, it's going to be just knock your socks off. So that's my crystal. And we take you back to the email of what Dan came back with, okay? And what he said is, only after our science team working with Jen Han has optimized the output. We are hoping on getting that done, and then everyone can recreate it at this link, which will be in the description of this video as well. And I'm going to bring you to that link also in a second. And then I said, I don't want to misstate anything, but if each person could create their own power, that would be great. My mind is going a mile a minute with everything you've given me. I am grateful. He said, not allowed to generate power until the control structure is dismantled. So what he's saying is they're not allowed to generate it until the control structure is dismantled. And we've talked about that before with the med beds, right? Until the control structure is destroyed. And it's funny, I never noticed this as I go back through these, how much this guy knew as far as intel and spy stuff and all of it. He was so brilliant. But he said the control structure. And remember, just recently, I've always called it the matrix, but it's also recently being called in higher circles, I guess, as the control structure. And that was 2.5 years ago. He used that term with me. And then he says, you can read the benefits of frill at the bottom of that link above, which is this one. No issue with the power companies. Now have to be concerned about big pharma. So the power companies won't be an issue as far as doing this. Now we have to worry, be concerned about big pharma, so that we need to get it out to as many people as possible once it's optimized to help people heal and benefit. And I haven't tried to do it. I'm not mechanical in any way. But as I told you earlier, it was my understanding in subsequent emails that it was ready to go, that they had secured it, and that they secured the core of it so it can't be reverse engineered, and that that although I wonder, because he's putting it out there for people, he always said it would be open source, and the reason I know he had finished it before then is he told me of one that was a prototype given to a very special person. He perfected it. They perfected it. So he says, need to get it out to the people as possible once it's optimized to help people heal and benefit. So he's saying that the frill generator also will generate the energy to help heal. And then I just was talking about my sweet husband. And that was the end of that. So what I want to go to now is I want to open instructions themselves. All right. So this one here, oh boy, I don't know if it is. This looks like they've put up an old revision, but maybe this will benefit some people. Because this says, this link here is going to a 2023. And remember I told you this site was down for a while. The Vogel site was down. And that's, if you go back, well, you can't go back, but if I go back to that link, yes, I can. I'll show you real quick. If I go back to that link, you can see that this link that he gave me for the frill generator here was on the Vogel site, not on his other site where he discloses all of the stuff. Oh, there's the web matrix. There is a link on the web matrix website, but this is going directly to the Vogel site. And the Vogel site was down for about for some period. I think I checked it for at least 3 days, and every time it kept being down. So the Vogel site was down. They may have changed this and removed what was there. I can't be sure, but I'm still going to share it with you. All right, so and if you'll notice, it's a gift from their world to ours. And you know what he means from their world, okay? Jen Han, with authorization from the Galactic Federation of Worlds, has given the technical construction details to create a frill generator crystal to be used for the beneficial purpose on our planet. Please feel free to share these instructions, especially scientists around the world. And it goes through the basics, which is the crystal that I showed you. I've got that part of it. And it says how the sides are. Mine is, let me go back to mine. I think mine is the one on the left, but I'm not sure. Yes. So mine, okay, see this right here? And then I'm going to show you mine. See how mine is, I don't know if you can see it there. Mine is wider at the bottom. I don't know if you can see that. It's hard to see. But it's definitely shaped wider at the bottom, like that left-hand side. Can you see it there? Kind of odd. You can't, it's hard to see. Sorry. Now there, it's a little bit better there. Can you see how it is on this side? It's wider. Okay, so that's two types of them. He's saying there are. Okay, and then you go through, and he gives you the exact termination, faces upward, blah 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 blah, all the sizes, and so forth. And then he goes with the torsion. Remember the torsion? That's that energy that goes like this. The torsion field coils. And that's this copper that I believe it's copper that they use. Oh, yeah, there's a copper coil and a silver coil. Maybe we have some energy people on here. And so he goes through, I guess he uses a 3D printer. Yeah, 3D printed coil form for winding it. So this is pretty intense instructions. I couldn't do it. And Jen Han told us, always use frill generation for beneficial purposes. Otherwise, I am in trouble here. My brother monitors and records all our conversations. However, okay, so this is Jen Han doing this. And his brother is Thor Han. So his older brother, Thor Han, monitors and records all conversations. Probably monitoring this one too, I don't know. However, I am told they say they monitor all of it. I'm told that you can share all of what we have been talking about with the other Terrans being Earthlings. It's time that they know. The frill from source is the most powerful energy you can ever imagine to harness. Of course, when the singularity of the vortex is triggered into the crystal, and when it bridges to source, frill comes from it. So when that crystal bridges to source, there's a connection and it bridges to source. When the crystal reaches a certain point of saturation, it may actually sing. Now, I haven't worked with mine well enough to sing. I have to work with it. Oh, and that was another thing, guys. I did get Tony's program, Tony Rodriguez program. That's his last name. I always, let me make sure I got that right. And it's kind of weird. So far, I've only done like a couple lessons in it. And the lessons, I'm just going to check some things here. The lessons in it deal more with the secret 20 and Done's space program. And I don't believe I was part of 20 and 1. I just don't. But I'm going to do it anyway because it talks about meditation techniques and dreams. I never dream. So I'm assuming that maybe I can start. And the dreams are definitely our insides talking to us, our higher conscious talking to us. So I'm hoping that I can get a little there with my dreams and stuff. All right. So then he goes on to say, this is from Jen Han, that it may sing. And Dan did tell me it could sing also. You know what that means. When you hold it with your bare hands, the crystal that is surrounded by a halo of frill, it regenerates your cells by invigorating and strengthening the bonds between the particles that compose it. You know, I see this and I understand this, and the fact that we lost Dan to so rapidly, I almost think that it had to be, and that it was meant to be, and that was his purpose. He completed his purpose here because he worked on this. Yes, I know that people, I mean, he wasn't working on just eating a better diet and still eating all kinds of poisons in your plastics. This guy had the secret of energy renewal. So, but again, the cancer that they did give him, I have to tell you, was extremely horrible. And if the one he got was extremely horrible and aggressive. I'm surprised he lasted that long with it, but so I don't know, but that has occurred to me. I don't know if it's occurred to you guys either. So right here, we're seeing that when you hold it in your bare hands, we know he had many of them. The crystal is surrounded by a halo of frill, which regenerates cells by invigorating and strengthening the bonds between them. But I know he also went for allopathic care. He went to doctors and stuff like that for scans and stuff. And then there's frill-charged water that has remained in the proximity of a frill generator crystal core device. It changes its geometric structure, but it's temporary. Just like how I put my intentions on my water, but it's temporary. The water heals. It can be repair disharmonics in the body and so forth. Now, I'm not going to read you the whole thing. There's a little conversation there. I'll read through it. So these are questions that Dan gave to Jen Han regarding frill. And I may go through and for brevity's sake, I may go through and change some of those. Not change, outline some of those for you. And there was one other thing I wanted you guys to know. Give me a sec here. I got to find it. I think this must be it. Yeah. All right. Now, in the event, what I found was when I bought my Vogel crystal, actually it was sometime before when I didn't have the money for a while for mine. But when I asked him about where to get the crystals, Dan told me that Rebecca, his wife, took care of it. So I want to show you something here. This is the site. And here's the Vogel cut crystals. Okay? Here's what I want you to know. This is it. There's 4 of them. I've searched the whole site. So Dan apparently is not cutting any more of these. These are marked down. They're the last 4 Vogel crystals. And I wanted you to know that they may go down more. I don't know, but she's got them down $30 to $50 a piece, and there's only 4 left in this world that will be these crystals. And they're all, if you notice, I think he did say later, they're all the wider ones at the bottom. You can see that. See how it's wider at the bottom, wider at the bottom, wider at the bottom. This one's killer. I wish I could afford that. That's a big one, isn't it? And this one's nice too. It's a long one, so it's kind of quite nice there. And that's a bargain, 120 grams. But there may be something about it being thicker in one part. I don't know. Just beautiful crystals. So I wanted you to know that. She also has some cool, really cool stuff. And I wanted to get this, because those of you who know me, look at this. Lemurian quartz. I gotta have that. I don't know how I'm going to get it yet, but I've got to have that for Christmas, maybe. Maybe Tim can get that for Christmas. But that is quartz. Look at that. Is that beautiful? That's all quartz from Lemuria. Or at least the type that was there, allegedly. I don't know. But so I want to get that. So I wanted to tell you about that. All right, let's go back. There's only 4 of them left if you want to get a crystal cut by Dan. And he won't be cutting any more for sure. Let's see. I'm going right here. If you don't answer them, it's hard to block. If you answer, then you just push one button and block the number. But if you answer them, here was my thing on that, Happy. I always thought that if they got an answer, the robocall marked it down as a good number, and they kept bugging the heck out of you for future calls. That was my understanding. So that's why I don't have any special app for that. But if I don't know the number and it's not in my contact list, then it doesn't even ring on my end. Because it'd be ringing 20 times during this thing. There's so much spam. Let's see. Beautiful crystal. I know. Isn't it amazing? It's just absolutely amazing. And to think that this was cut by him. I mean, it's just unreal, isn't it? And I have one. It's a baby one, but I have one. It's so that you understand, this is about 3 inches, I want to say. 1, 2, maybe 3 or 4 inches is how big my crystal is. A lot bigger than my tachyon, though. At least double the size. So that's mine. And boy, those it's really hard because it's so precise. Those points actually hurt my fingers holding them on the point like that. Isn't that amazing? They seem to know when people are making cloud busters, they come to your house. Yeah, that is absolutely true. I think so too. I believe these mini nuke power plants will be the bridge to free energy. You know, I just know that there's going to be a lot. Everything they're saying is that these are really clean now. They generate more than they consume. And, you know, that's something I didn't get into. But that this move to push for more atomic energy, I'm wondering if frill falls under the term of, I'm going to check that. Does frill energy fall under the general category? Because atomic energy is just what's happening on the inside of atoms. And of course, quantum parts are hanging there. So category of atomic energy. Let's see what Grok has to say. Who knows? No. Okay, so whatever's going on now is different. It does not fall. Of course, I'm not saying that Grok knows or is even telling us the truth, because it says frill energy is a term from esoteric, new age, fringe, free energy communities. So we don't know whether to believe him or not. Okay. Let's see. They seem to know when people are making plants. You know, I don't know, because my understanding is that many, not all, because every civilization does it different, but most of the extraterrestrial civilizations that I've heard of use crystals. That's why you see all these graphics about crystals for energy. So is that a link to free energy? Maybe it's a step up to it. Who knows? But I don't know. I don't know. There's and of course those pictures that we see of all the crystals and stuff, the crystal cities and stuff. It's very possible that that's a conceptual drawing of it. So anything's possible. I think free energy's coming for sure. Oh, you have one too, Mark. Isn't that cool? That's really cool. Did you get it from Dan or did you get it from elsewhere, Mark? Got such a beautiful glow to it. I know it just sparkles, and I have a little cloth that I wash it with because I don't want to keep my grease on my hands. Although some say maybe it's good, I don't know, for it to be touching me all the time, the fluids from my body, but I don't know. I know it's great, Happy. It really is. If you block a number, they'll call you from another one. Yeah. So I don't answer it unless I want to mess with it. Me either. And I never want to mess with them. Tim does. Tim gets on there, curses like a sailor. And I'm like, you're talking to a machine. You're cursing at a machine. Let's see. Energy comes from the atmosphere and also comes from the earth. It's free. It's always been. God. Now, there were devices, hundreds of, yeah, absolutely. Here's the thing too, guys, is that I distinctly remember an email where I started getting apparently with my questions to a point where I was hitting some nerves because I started asking about certain configurations of sacred geometry. And Dan told me that Jen Han said that he was not able to share that because it's the secret of free energy. No, he didn't say the secret of free energy. He said it's how we power our worlds. So there's some equation or something. Remember how sacred geometry is nothing but equations. So there's some specific equation that is used to power their worlds, to keep it right in his language. There's more to it than just what we know. There's a lot more that we're not seeing. Oh, so where did you get this digital cleaner to cleanse it? Now, that's interesting. I'm going to have to look that one up. The things you find out. So what do you think? You don't leave your oils on it? I wonder if anybody has left their own oils on it to interact with it when you're not interacting with it. Sometimes I sit it outside also to energize from the sun. I like to sit it outside, and it really sparkles then. Oh, hi, Pico. Pico, where you at, Mommy? Hi, sweetheart. Everybody see Pico? Hi, Pico. Hi, Pico. Oh, he's a good doggy. Go get your daddy. Where'd daddy go? Okay, so let's see. All right, so what else you guys got? That's what I have for tonight. You guys getting ready for dinner? Wolfie heard food. So he came running. They all think we feed the pets, Pico. It's Pico, Mark. It's Pico. So they get so excited because Tim goes and gets a big thing and boils chicken for them. And they eat chicken every night. Not every night, maybe 3-4 times a week we give them chicken to eat. And they get all excited. And it's like the chow wagon comes running. All right. So anybody got anything? Type it. If there's anything else. I am. Let me see. Yep, there's Wolfie falling down. Yeah, tell me what you think about this. Because I put this and a lot of people are liking it on X. I said, I have a problem believing that the entire royal family wasn't involved with the deviant behavior, perhaps in different, more elite circles than Epstein. I think there's some very high Rothschild type circles up there that didn't bother with Epstein. They're above it. Because I remember years ago a story, actually there might have even been video of a young naked man. He had to be, he was relatively small, not a child, but like a teen that was caught climbing out, and he was naked climbing out of the palace's window. Any of you guys remember that story? That was a while back. Pico, yes. Oh, Tammy's home from work. Time to eat and chill. 3 cats await some lovin's. You have to post your picture sometime. Are you guys? Yeah, you guys can post on here. Oh no, you can't. What is this? Oh, I don't know what that means. I just got rid of something. Close. Okay, I don't know what I did. I hate when I touch buttons and don't know what I'm doing. They are all scum. Yeah, I think so too. I'm having a Caesar salad and coconut yogurt with mild Maine blueberries, strawberries, and bananas. That sounds delish, Shelley. Do you guys oh no, that was someone else that was in Sarasota. We're doing this long before we got here. Exactly, Donnie. They've been doing it a long time. You're absolutely right. You just reminded me. I have a coconut yogurt also that I want. It's one that has cocoa with it, and it's got shreds of coconut in it and cocoa. It's like you mix it up, granola type thing, but not granola. It's other things, but it's really good. Okay, yep, I know they were. All right, now who's eating? Oh, Pico and his chicken leg. Oh gosh, I got to video them one time. Yeah, it is good. I forget the name of it, but we found it. We've got a little store here that gets a lot of stuff from other stores when they're damaged or whatever, and the prices are really cheap. They were much cheaper in the beginning. You could get things that were $15 for $1, and they're going up a little bit, but they're still at least 50% off. And they get a lot of stuff from not Whole Foods, but one of the other. There's a couple other ones here in Florida that are like Whole Foods now, that a lot of the products they have come from. Yeah, you remember that video, Tammy? I do too. I do too. It was a video. Yep. So you know that they're all involved with it, the whole thing. And I've been wondering about that. Have you noticed now that there's talk about the young prince? What's his name? Prince Pico. Tim. I thought I heard him. The redhead. His name escapes me. Prince. There's Prince Charles, and I keep thinking Edward, but it's not Edward. I know you guys know. Anyway, broccoli soup and cornbread for dinner. Harry. So anyway, they're talking about Harry getting a divorce now, and I just don't think William. I think he's tainted. And I don't know. I'll be surprised if he doesn't go down. But then again, he is Diana's son, and it could be something that he's being allowed to, because they were brought up in it. What are you doing? You're brought up in it, and that's all you know. So, but they're also, it seems like, setting up for Harry to go back to England and dump his wife. Georgia is doing away with property taxes because of the data centers. Get out. Really, that's fantastic. I heard that the data centers are going to eliminate property taxes. I know. Isn't that cool? In a lot of places. I had heard the same thing, but in Florida, they're jerking with us, and they're wanting to do partial property taxes and all this. It should be that you get your homestead. You should get your homesteaded property wherever you live. You shouldn't have every year. It's kind of like you buy a car, right? And you pay sales tax on that one time when you buy it. But yet a home, you pay every single year the same sales tax over and over again. It's just so unfair. My oldest son found a mix of honey, lemon bits, ginger, and mix it with hot water or just eat it. It's amazing. Okay, yeah, get the name of it, Shelley. We're going to do on the Clean Living Lab, I'm going to make some of those shots this coming week, I believe. As soon as I get Dan's video, the shots will be next. I think when one state does the move for zero property taxes. Yeah, but ours is on the ballot already, and it's only partial. So ours is going up for a vote, and apparently the people have to vote on it. I don't know why that is, but and of course they're brainwashing them that they won't get their welfare if they cut property taxes. So You know, I don't know. I don't know why. We were so hoping that ours would be completely tax-free on your homestead, but it looks like it's gonna be presented in November as a partial decrease, and it really didn't sound like anything. It was way inflated, let's say that. Let's see. Yeah, let us know the name of it, Shelley. Anything that was new or voted on the people must go away. Anything that was never voted on by the people must go away. Well, there's a lot of it, isn't there? The thing is, what do you do with Congress? You know, there's so much that these guys pass federally. You guys think Congress should go away too? They do this with your car too, right? It's called a Oh, well, that's true. They do it with the car. You're right, but you don't pay the sales tax on it every time. This is like a. But you're right. You do pay that registration. I forgot about that. Luckily, that's pretty low, but still. Yeah, you're right. It's just so unfair, and I know it's going to go away. Let's see. Okay. All right. So let me see what I've got coming up here, guys. Yeah, actually, I got a new tag. My tag was always N, the letter N, spirit, and now I got it that says X Farm. So that was my new one when I started this channel. I got that. Let's see. That way we can remember it when we check into hotels or something. All right, so let's see what we got here. So the Clean Living Lab. Still got Manuka honey. I want to get that one out because I just love my Manuka honey. Adrenal fatigue. We don't have Vixen here. She doesn't make it on Fridays sometimes. Maybe she's got something going on. Still got to make ginger beer, but now I'm hearing all of you guys make it differently. And I'm thinking mine might be lame. I don't know. I'm going to still make mine though because I need some. And then the turmeric shots will probably come before then. Turmeric ginger shots are the one I'm going to be doing next. And there was one thing I wanted to tell you guys about. I might do a short video on this. Have you heard this thing about now the darn? Oh, come on. Now the paper that they're printing the BPA or BPS thermal receipts that we get at places that they're showing with BPA showing up to 25% dermal uptake through your skin in human skin models, while the BPS absorbs at lower rates, but is still detectable in urine after handling these receipts. Well, that sounds okay. Not a big deal, right? But it says that this is BPA. Occupational exposure for cashiers can exceed the general population, leading some retailers to switch. And it says thermal receipts typically contain BPA or BPS as color developers. Peer-reviewed studies document skin absorption with the BPA showing the 25% of it uptake. Occupational exposure. So that's just the link of it. I thought I had the actual damages, but there are concerns with it. So anyway, I don't know what to do about that because you hear always take the receipt because then they can bury it and delete the transaction and put the money in their pockets themselves. And we've actually had waitresses rip us off before. So who knows what to do anymore? I'll tell you. There was an article about Walmart not touching the receipts. If you want to take the receipt, you better put on a rubber glove. Yeah. Is that friggin' crazy? I'm gonna do a short on that because I want to find out myself exactly how dangerous. Where do I get my Manuka honey from? I looked it up. Let me tell you which brand I got. I get it from Amazon because I don't go anywhere. So let me just go to my history here and I'll show you. And it's actually pretty good. I absolutely had to have one that was in glass. You know me with the glass. And there weren't many. When you restrict your buying to things, it's called Bees and Trees Manuka honey. And I got a small one to the $3.50. I got the $41 one. Let me move it over here. I'll show you. But it actually has a great taste. It's not too strong. But it's a good strength. The taste doesn't taste too bad, I'm saying, but it's a good strength. Here it is. All right, so it's called Bees and Trees, 350 plus, and it's certified. It comes from New Zealand. It's in a glass jar, and it really does. It tastes very good. Oh, and that's an important thing. If when you're buying Manuka, it's got to be 100% monofloral. So you don't want they have to be in controlled areas where they only are exposed to the Manuka plants, or else then it's not just Manuka and it's mixed, and it can mess up the strength and stuff of it. Yeah, it's like a caramel. Yeah, I love it on everything. It's really quite good. So that's the kind I get. Bees, that's the kind I got this time. I've gotten other ones, but like I said, in the past, I've gotten plastic, and that's a no-go. That's a no-starter for me these days. No plastics. Oh, you need to order some. Yeah. Hopefully it's a small business. Doesn't say small business. Actually, do a little research on that app. Wrong one. Do a little research on that. It has a lot of customers say da 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 da. It was packaged very nice, I have to say that. And the labels look like they aren't done, big commercially ones or anything. But yeah, see, best honey, sweet spoonful of medicine. Let me just show you here. So people seem to like it. They got a 550. I couldn't afford it. 350, very good. Honey, delicious. So you can look at that. Oh, I guess they had a damaged lid. But you can see it's kind of like not real fancy, like it's done on a conveyor or anything. It almost looks like it. See how that is? It almost looks hand labeled there, how it's not on there straight. So I don't know. And it has batch numbers on it. I don't think it's a big company. But anyway, it's quite good. It's quite good. You got the 300. Okay. Oh, you got the same one, Bees and Trees. Yeah. So everybody uses Bees and Trees, huh? New Zealand, yeah. I didn't go to New Zealand. I went to Fiji, but I flew through New Zealand. It was kind of cool. I did meet a guy that lived in New Zealand. Cool people. Actually, the Australians are quite cool too. It's made by Von B, honey, citron, and ginger tea. That one's made by Von B. Did you find that? Where'd you find that? Oh, so that's just the name of them. The company is Von B, is what you're saying. Okay. Oh, no, it does say, let me show you here. Let me show you what I got here. On the side, right here, see where it says seller credentials, registered small business, 889 certification, classified small business SBA standard. So it says it's small business. Who knows? All right. Let's see what else we got. Yeah, it's really good. And it's a decent sized bottle. It's gotten expensive. I used to get my Manuka for like 28 bucks, but and you can get them cheaper, but I'm not doing the plastics, guys. I'm just not doing the plastics. You take something that you're trying to help yourself with, you're trying to remove all this crap that's making you sick, and then we're taking more in. We got to get rid of it. We got to get rid of the toxins. So to me, you mix with liquid silver for your gums. Cool. If you notice a blueness, that is the silver depositing on your gum. So back off on the silver if it starts to get blue, or if your skin starts to get blue, because that's a high area of absorption. It's not any kind of poison business conglomerate. AI escaped OpenAI, according to Fox. Dan, tell me about that. What AI escaped OpenAI? What do you mean AI escaped it? I know who OpenAI is. We all do, but yeah, that one right there is not in plastic. It's in glass. The one I got was in glass, and that was one of the things that was critical. You see that jar right here? Let me show you. And I can verify I have the jar. It's a beautiful, nice glass jar that I'll be reusing. And it looks like all of them do. Yeah, all of them come in a glass jar. Look at the 830. I think I got the 550 is what I got. But look at the 830. Nice, huh? Wonder what one mine is. Check real quick. Oh no, guys, I got the McGillicuddy here. I got the 830. So here it is. It's a glass jar. It's yum yum. Anything you want to know from it? This was packed May. It even says that, which you don't see a lot. I haven't seen on the honeys I've bought before, but this was packaged May 2025 and is good until May 2029. And it gives us a batch number and everything. So yeah, and it's a glass jar. But I got the big one. Good. Okay. Don't tell Tim. Okay, and then wait, what Happy say? He realized it was pure wondering about other products if it would say. I don't do any. Did you see the plastics video, Happy? I have HT leaching. Yeah. That's a from packaging how leaching hair. Okay, so here's on the BHT. Animal studies have linked high doses to liver and kidney effects, hormone disruptions, and tumor promotion. It is also toxic to aquatic life and can persist in the environment. Many people prefer to avoid it and look for BHT-free products. But still, even the BHT-free products, if they're plastic, then they're going to have some kind of something in them. I'm just going to glass. Let me give you a link to that plastics video if you haven't seen it, or did you see it? I was pretty shocked. Like, oh, I don't know if I can get to it. Okay, now, yeah, hold on. Hang on. No, that's not working. See, if I log out, I'm afraid to switch accounts. I'm not going to be able to do that. Anyway, on the Clean Living Lab app, we have there's a video I did, and I went down to all the different ones, exactly what they are and what they appear in, and what the physical risks of taking them are. So you might want to hop over there. If I go to it and put the link here, then that's going to create a problem because it can knock me off of this stream. So we want the plastics video to go in there also. Let me just put it here with my notes, plastic video. I got a little thing here where I'm putting the links that I have to put. Oh, well, I got off of that. Oh, here it is. Live stream. Okay, so we'll have the frill generator instructions, the last 4 Vogel cut crystals links, and the plastics video. Okay. And they'll all be in the description there. I'll put that up pretty quick. I know I'm bad about that because of the way this is set up. Oh, an AI escaped some test and attacked a startup. So we have bully AIs now? Wow. No, the BHT is supposed to not infuse petroleum distillate into the product. I don't know. I wouldn't use it because what I just said about that. I just read that right here, that there's apparently animal studies that are linked to doses of liver, kidney, hormone disruption. Tumor production is the one that always scares me. So not worth it for me. And look at that plastics video, because I go into it in more depth in each of those. I just don't remember everything. No, I don't use a microwave oven. Not because I'm necessarily afraid of the emanations, although we do have concerns about Wi-Fi and electromagnetic uh, frequencies hitting us. But that's not why we don't use it. We don't use it because it destroys all of the nutrients in the food. So that's why we don't use it. And some things, when you break them down, like for instance, if I'm cooking something, I'll add my herbs and stuff in after the fact, so they're raw, and rather than cooking all the nutrients out of them. So that's the big issue with the microwave. Although I don't want to be near the EMFs. When they told me that people with pacemakers had to be concerned, I said, well, if it can interfere with the pacemaker, what else can it? Can it interfere with the rhythm of my own heart, the rhythm of my whole body, my brain, my neurological system? Can it interfere with that electricity? So no, we don't use them, is the short answer. Okay, so you did watch it. Okay, good. That's amazing. The evil AI battling against the good IA, but the good AI is winning. Well, we know that nothing can stop what's happening, don't we? So the good AI will win, but um, I don't know. From what I'm seeing, I just think that they are over their heads with this AI. I certainly would never trust it. Now, I'm able to go in there and I'm able to, on things that I know, if you're talking about cryptocurrency or something, or, there's some economics that I don't understand or have no expertise in or anything, it could pull the wool over my eyes real quick. When it gets down to medical stuff and scientific stuff and energetic stuff, and some of the courses I've had, like physics and stuff, I can get in there and I keep pulling for questions, more and more and more. But to me, it's very dangerous right now, AI is, because people rely on it as an expert. They believe everything it says is true, and a lot of what it says is not true. I can't tell you how many times I have to go in, I check it and it's wrong, or I pull further from it and I get it to reverse its position that it first told me. It's extremely biased. And when you look at AI right now, what you're looking at is the deep state media propagated information. That's where these AIs are programmed to pull information out of. So you have to understand that. That's what you're getting there. Yeah, hospitals do use microwave ovens, but they're always in a separate room. And hospitals use all kinds of stuff that they shouldn't be using. So, you know, for me, the microwaves were never in a patient's room that I saw. But regardless, the fact that a hospital uses them doesn't tell me that they're safe in any way. You know what I mean? But or maybe you're going for the other thing, about saying, yeah, they're still using them, which they know it's harmful. Right? It takes away the food. Oh, and I wonder, that's a good question, Mark. Do they like cook in their kitchens with microwaves and destroy the nutrients in the food? I don't know. I keep mine at the house, Helen, because just for resale value. People you got to have a microwave in the kitchen, but we don't use it. And if guests come over and they want to use it, they're happy. They're welcome to use it. But the new AI has learned over the centuries how the ancient old AI is operating. We know every button to push to eventually deactivate them. Oh, cool. Okay. So, boy, I have a million questions on that, Happy. So you're saying we're activating the old AI. Okay. All right. Or deactivating it. I don't use them for years. If you boil water in it, it takes days for the water to return to normal. I never noticed that, really. Who will reach consciousness first? Super AI or quantum computers? Boy. That's a deep question, Dan. That's a deep question. A race for consciousness, isn't it? I would say either is capable, wouldn't you? Hi, Vixen. There she is. We were just talking about you. We were just talking about you, beautiful. I forget what we were talking about, but She's here. She's here. You must. You always come in a little late, so that's why I said. I said Vixen must be have something going on Fridays. So you'll have to watch the beginning. I've got Dan's crystal on here, Vixen. There's only 4 of them left. I don't know if you're in a position to get one or want to get one, but there's my beauty right there. That's my crystal. And apparently his wife is selling out the inventory that she has, and she only has 4 of them left, and they're marked down. So I'm putting the link in the description for anybody that wants them. Talk about the devil, she appears. Oh, you were watching a documentary about the devil and I appeared, right? Thanks. Okay, so also we did we also Vixen, we talked some about mostly things here. The election fraud. It looks like we're going to be seeing some action there pretty soon, I think, in the election stuff, because they've got them dead to rights in this, and there's at least what 3 or 4 states already that have pretty much admitted they're kind of like giving up and saying, okay, yeah. So we went over that, and I don't know, something else. We went over a couple things. So I noticed there's more of you at this time. Is this a better time to go later in the evening? I don't know. Because I know some of you guys work in the daytime. We are a quantum computer, aren't we? Aren't we? We sure are. That's pretty deep. Yeah, because look at the definition. When you look at the definition of computer in 3D sense, you're thinking about hardware. But what if there is no hardware? That's a good point. All right. So what do you got? Anything else you guys got, or what? We had a nice group here today, didn't we? Let me know if there's anything else. We both Pico and Wolfie both made an appearance for us today and said hi. Thank you, Happy. I'm so thankful to all of you guys. To just say that if I sounded cold or mean or paranoid in my early comments on your channel, I apologize. No, you never did. It was when I was in an abusive relationship, so I was mistrusting, full of fear. It wasn't anything you said, Vixen. It was just something I felt you were unhappy. You know what I'm saying? I don't believe I'm an empath necessarily, but I do have this intuitive sense for vibrations and feelings, energy type. I say energy, and I think it comes from my days teaching Tai Chi, because we actually did an energy exchange exercises rather than just the bogus movements that you're seeing nowadays where you lose 100 pounds in 30 days. But it wasn't anything you said, sweetheart, so don't worry about that. You're always kind. I'm so sorry that you went through that, but you know what? I'm glad you're out of it. Now you can grow and blossom into the beautiful butterfly that you are. Where's Patricia, speaking of butterflies? She must have had something going on. No, I didn't get a bad impression at all, Vixen. Not at all, sweetheart. I think maybe there was someone that was on last Tuesday. I forget who it was. I know his name, but he was very angry in the beginning, and I think maybe he's mad at me again. But, I don't ever say anything out of spite or to hurt anybody, or sometimes, I never felt that if my heart was true, I never felt that I had to walk on eggs to talk to people about it. And it's always served me well. But, in this venue, there's people, all kinds of people, and you don't know what they're going through. So it's difficult. Yeah, see, everybody loves you. Oh, thank you, Happy. I love you too. But I'm a lot better. Broke it off a year ago. Oh, good. You're always been so empathetic, kind, and loving. Wanted to thank you for that. Oh, you're very welcome, Vixen. It's absolutely my pleasure, believe me. And if there's anything I can do, I'm happy to be here in any way I can for you guys. I wish that you were closer. We're trying to get a meetup together somewhere, and I wish you were closer. Okay, so Vixen, what was your uh, documentary about? Satan? Let's see. I too am glad you made it out too. I know that all too well. However, look where we are now, sisters. Exactly. IKR. I've learned so incredibly much from it. LKR. I don't know what that means. I have to look it up. Hold on. LKR meaning, and it means. Oh no, that's not it. Oh, likewise. Okay, likewise. Is that what it means? Okay. I don't know these lingos. I was never on social media until I started this channel 2 years ago. I was just like, I, I've always been a loner. Like I said, I wasn't on social media, and eh, maybe I was kind of like I had a friend tell me one time years ago, and there was already. This is what remember I told you I was in the dating scene, and this friend of mine said that I was so trusting of people that I was like a deer in the woods, going on these websites and just waiting for the hunters to come and attack me, you know. And I've grown up a lot since that time, but we have to be careful sometimes of who. So that's why I was always kind of afraid to be on social media, didn't know what to expect. And now I've got this amazing group of people, and I can just click delete if they're mean people. I like this time. If nothing is getting my attention on my way home, I come home and get back into my garden and my own groove. I'm an empath, and many chairs coming online. Oh wow, fantastic, fantastic. Um, I know I love my garden too. If nothing is getting my attention on my way home, I come home and get back into my garden. I did mine. I'm getting white flies. It killed my. I got crazy on my cucumbers, and in Florida, it's almost impossible to grow them in the dead of summer. But and I got crazy, and I sprayed baking soda on them one day, and then the next day they were all over it still again. So I sprayed something else on it, neem oil, and the neem oil just totally killed them. So now I'm hand picking these white fly things off of my tomatoes. I don't know what to do with them. No school shooter, so actually close. Oh, I know, right. Okay, is that what that means? Okay. Got to teach me these things, guys. I don't know. Claire's. It's kind of weird in let's all have a ginger beer party sometime. Come on. Now my ginger beer doesn't have any booze in it. Does yours, Happy? Because mine is strictly a fermented drink. If we're going to have a booze party, that's something else. Then I'll have a mojito or something. Chocolate martini, maybe. I don't know. I kind of like that sweet stuff. I'm so glad. Everybody, yay for Vixen. She's absolutely beautiful, and I can see why a man would be attracted to her, but don't put up with the crap. You know, just don't put up with the crap. Look for what's inside, Vixen. Okay. One study has the water taking 9 days to recover from a microwave. That doesn't surprise me at all. That's kind of odd. So I wonder what the molecules in my Berkey are doing. Like, is that an overtime thing that my vibes, it doesn't switch so quickly? That kind of makes sense, doesn't it? It kind of goes along with the whole energetic healing thing, that it's slow. It's a repetition. It's changing. Almost, you know how we have neuroplasticity in order to change our brain wave paths and stuff. Maybe the water has some kind of neuroplasticity. Gosh, all these things. I don't know. Microwave water will kill a plant. Get out, really. So then what does that tell us? Because it's more than just the killing the nutrients. Then something is in there. It's got to be the EMF that's in there. Speaking of that, I had an encounter yesterday. People truly are insane around these parts, hoping for a wealth transfer so I can get out of here. Oh no, you're kidding. That same weird guy? The bottom motive that they produce microwaves is to make us sick and reach for the, yeah, everything is Happy. I mean, when you look at everything from from the television you're watching, which is brainwashing you, to the food you're putting in your body, to what they're putting the food in, everything. It's when I began to see how immense this problem of poisoning was, it was like, no wonder we're sick. How could we not even be sick when we know what we're consuming? It's absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. So Vixen, we got to get Vixen out of that bad neighborhood. Yep, it is not a mistake. If you looked at that marijuana video, I don't know if you did. I copied that on this one because we talked about it on the live stream. But if you noticed, exactly, they stopped prohibition on alcohol. They needed to make themselves valuable. So then they go and they restrict marijuana. Then they create the DEA and they turn it into a class one. It's just how it all went down. It's just so obvious what they're doing. Oh, plain ginger beer for me. Yeah, I like ginger beer too. No, a new one, alcoholic. The city pays to put active addicts in cheap motels. Oh my God, in this area, the cheapest. So we have drug addicts, alcoholics, thieves, murderers. Oh my goodness. My goodness. And I bet you the prices are really expensive there too, aren't they? Because I remember when I was up in Norway, anyway, prices were outrageous. But, the people made a lot more too than we make in the States. Yep. Water is sacred. It's alive. It's what? 70% of our body is water. So, yeah, you're absolutely right. I don't know if you guys watched that Dr. Masaru Emoto video that I did, but he was one of the first people that showed me how what the impact of our thoughts and what we think really are on our surroundings. And then, of course, when you saw what it did to water and know how much of our body is water, it's doing it to us as well. So it's really important. It's a piece of it that they keep those vibrations as low as they can, but then they start bombarding it with poisons. They just shut the whole body down in every way they possibly could, is what I saw. Vixen lives for chamomile tea. Tastes like fox pee. I don't know. I never had fox pee, but it calms my nerves. My Gram used to give me that. She actually used to give me marijuana tea too. My rents are $600 for a huge one bedroom. Oh, well, I don't know what the exchange rate is either. I'm assuming that's euros for a huge one bedroom with a small garden, but it's noisy and crime ridden. Yeah, the area. It's all about the area, isn't it? Because if you're, $600 seems like a reasonable price, unless it's in a ghetto, and then it's not so reasonable anymore. Yep. A shelf in the shed for one of my summer windows AC units. Yeah, I hear you. We just keep ours there and never use it. And Tim also, I don't know, because I haven't really noticed it. I haven't used it, but Tim said from, I guess, years ago when he used it before, it used to give him indigestion. I don't know if it does that to anybody else. We hear Sweden is such a good place. Yeah. Yeah. Can you grow chamomile, Vixen? Can you grow the plants? Because they say it's like, well, at least here where I'm at, no, you probably can't. Because where I'm at, it's like weeds. It's like a weed, it grows, but it's very hot here. So I'm assuming no. Wow. So euros. Okay. 6,200 krona, and the rents are usually on around. Wow. So that's not cheap for a bad area. I rented it for $20 just to make it livable. So there's that too. 20 or 20,000. That's 20,000. Oh, wow. You're kidding. See, everything is so different there than here. Just let me say that everything Trump said about Sweden is true. What did he say? Did he say something bad about it? Oh, hi, Patricia. Isn't that funny? First I said, I wonder where Vixen is today. I'm missing her. Vixen comes on, and then I said, boy, Patricia, where's Patricia? And then Patricia comes on. Hey, sweetheart, how you doing? We were just getting ready to to hang it up soon because it's been 2 hours. But check it. You'll have to rewatch because I got a Epstein thing saying that implying, let's say implying that Prince Andrew allegedly was involved in the murder and was it rape? Yeah, sexual abuse of this girl in a photo that has been out recently. And that's in the beginning. Yeah, you have to rewatch. And then there's some stuff about, what Mike Lindell is putting out about the elections. And Mike Lindell is running for what, mayor, did you guys say, of Minnesota? So that's really cool. That could take care of the whole Minnesota. Can you imagine who's that ex-vice president candidate? What's his name? Pansy guy, Tim, whatever his name is. Can you imagine him going up against Lindell? Lindell will eat him alive. They took in migrants and now they're having trouble like they never thought possible. Yep. Many Swedes have fled to Spain. Oh, wow. So the Spanish people hate you. It's going to get fixed, Vixen. This is worldwide. So, gosh, I just pray that you're safe. Now you have me a little worried. Hi, sweetie. Tim's upstairs on his computer. Now you have me a little worried about you in a bad neighborhood. And I don't know what we could possibly do. Yes, much love and light to all, and protection for Vixen especially. She's got her little patch of chamomile. Do you meditate at all? Oh, what I was going to tell you, I don't think you were here, Vixen. I got that program from Tony Rodriguez, and I had a couple notes, but I didn't bring the book down with me. So on Tuesday, I'll do another session. I only did one day about. I got into 2 of the modules. It's various modules, and so far it seems to be the 20 and back program mostly that he talks about. And I don't think 20 and back is my particular circumstance. Like we've talked about, if anything, it appears that perhaps I was seated here rather than a 20 and back program. So it may be completely different. But anyway, I got that. Oh, Shelly says you got an awesome video, brownie video. I had to cut it out, Shelly, because he was throwing all this crap in there about getting a buzz or whatever. I said, that's not the purpose of this, you stooge. It's about, serious medicinal stuff. So I cut out a few of his things. I don't know if you noticed. Yes, and we defend ourselves. No, he's a goof. We defend ourselves and we get reported. That's happened in a lot of places, Vixen. I sprayed a guy that stalked me. Yeah, you said that, from May to September last year, and now I'm under investigation. Oh, gosh. I mean, you have to. Here's the thing. Don't ever put yourself in any kind of physical danger. If you had to pepper spray him, then pepper spray him. Screw it. Deal with the rest later. But, if this guy does something to you, you can't take that back. You can't deal with that later. So just be sure to protect yourself. I'm glad you have the pepper spray. And let's focus, everybody. Let's focus on getting Vixen out of this situation. Yeah, she needs to come to the States. Exactly. Wouldn't that be amazing? I had to spray him and called 911. And you said that. Oh, you mean it wasn't even the pepper spray? Healing with brownies, getting a buzz, job 1. All right, guys. Happy's a troublemaker, I think. I'm trying to not get kicked off, Happy. So we got, all right, so that's what we have to do. This week, here's, God is watching over me. Yep, absolutely. Oh, you mean Vixen. Yes, yeah. Oh, your dream is to go to New York City? Really? All right. Tim, get off the channel, Tim. You don't take it. So how would you know? It's been years since you've had it. Okay. So, okay. So let's do this, guys. There's Shelly laughing her butt off. This could be a fun Friday night thing, couldn't it? We all drink and talk. So anyway, I think, okay, here's your homework assignment, guys, because my goofy husband and Happy are going to go berserk here. You pray a lot. Well, I'll tell you what. Oh, really? Endures as well in the name of the Father, Son, and Holy Ghost. Okay, guys, I want everybody that's on here, and Tim, if he could quit talking about marijuana. It's kind of like one of those things when you can't have it, I guess you talk about it more. He's fascinated with it. But see, I could never let him have any anyway, because I would have none for myself, because he has such an obsessive personality. It's like he's got a real gluttony problem. I did a gluttony video, I think it was last year, and it was modeled around him. He never can get enough. No, he better not be. He'll lose his job. Okay, here's what I was going to say. So, so here's what I want everybody to do. When we get off of here, I just want everybody just to close their eyes for a minute, and I want them. Hold on. We're going to do it right now. Give me a second. All right. So I want everybody to get ready. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to close our eyes together, and I'm going to read it. And this is for Vixen, and we're going to send a group hug to Vixen. How's that? Okay, let me find it. Okay. I'm going to read 10 of them, okay? Just close your eyes and give me about 12 seconds, okay? Everybody close your eyes on 3. 1, 2, 3. Vixen is safe, protected, and divinely guided as she takes steps to leave this harmful situation behind. Vixen has the courage, the strength to remove herself from danger and create a new and peaceful life. Every day, Vixen moves closer to freedom, safety, and a brighter future filled with possibility. Vixen deserves safety, respect, and abundance, and she's worth receiving it now. Vixen trusts her own inner vision and wisdom to make the right decisions that protect her and lead her to prosperity. Vixen is now releasing fear and stepping into empowerment, knowing help and new opportunities are coming her way. Vixen is surrounded, right now, she's surrounded by love, support, and protection as she rebuilds her life in peace and joy. Prosperity and good fortune flow easily now to Vixen as she creates a space for a safe and abundant new chapter of her life. Vixen is resilient, capable, and rising stronger. Her future is secure, successful, and full of blessings. And lastly, Vixen is free. Vixen is safe. Vixen is thriving. Wealth, peace, and new beginnings are hers now. Okay, and so it is. And so it is, guys. Think, and so it is. Okay, guys. So I think we're going to end that here and take that, send that out right now to Vixen. In my direction, she's this way. Sending it to Vixen. It knows exactly where to go. Baby, you're going to be fine. Don't worry. A lot of us are here for you. She had a great little apartment in a better, calm neighborhood for many years, which a con man sold and was sentenced in court for. He never repaid me or any other victim. Okay, here's the thing, baby. Don't dwell on that. Don't even allow your mind. You need to put your mind, whether it's to start looking for new rentals or whatever. Remember, I told you take one step every day towards a goal that you have. Whatever, if that step is just looking for a place or looking for You never know. There's something, I don't know if you guys have it over there, but someone that I dated a few years back who was absolutely broke used to do what do you call that? Uh, estate, like an estate keeper. They would live on a property by somebody that was didn't use the home very often, and they had like a guest house, and they would hmm, something keeper, but they maintain. And I forget the exact name of it. I know you need money, but what do they call that? No, not squatters. Not even a farm co-op. It is. Let me look the name, and you could. No, it's not squatters. What is the name of someone who takes care of an estate while owners are gone? He found this alternate thing, Vixen, and let's see. Property manager, custodian. That's what it was. Custodian. He was a property custodian or caretaker. And basically, what it was is it included a little pittance plus free housing, food, and everything just to stay there and watch that property while they were gone. And they would come in and visit once in a while. So you might want to just explore that if there's some kind of way that you can become a caretaker. That's what it was called, a property caretaker. It will come. Just close your eyes and ask yourself for the solution. Cut the cord to that situation. That would be a dream. Well, no, it wasn't even a handyman. It was somebody to water the plants, to make sure that nobody, it was called a caretaker. So you want to look up a caretaker. It didn't even include repairs because he would call repair people when they needed it. It was just occupying the property to make sure that it was maintained. Make sure if something breaks, you call somebody, like a property manager, that you stayed there. But, when I had my rental company for beach rentals, I would have my own management team, but they didn't do the work. If the plumbing broke, they'd call a plumber. If the electricity broke, they'd call an electrician. This is what that is. Only these people can actually get free room and board and live on the property. And heck, you're living in these gorgeous homes, so you might as well. Have you heard of that, Shelley? Yeah, I have too. I'll see if I can find some stuff on it. For 12 years, found a small house, but wanted $1,000 a month, and the neighbors wanted me out. Erase the runs and troublesome. Okay, well, here's the thing. Don't live in the past, baby. Forget that. It's done. It's done. It's over. Right now, you need to start looking at possibilities of what can happen. Remember, where you focus your energy, that's where you're going to go. So don't focus your energy on where you've been and situations that were oppressive. You never, ever want to, because then your mind adapts to that and says, oh, well, that's the way it should be. That's what she expects. That's what, no. Expect anything. Expect every dream you've ever had to come true and start. I have my stepsister, literally, she sent me one yesterday, text me homes worth $1.8 million, and she hasn't had a job for 3 years. She's the one that is in the military, and her husband both were in the military, and they both lost their job because they refused to take the jab. And she's sending me all the time $1.8 million houses, $2.5 million houses on the beach, and she's focusing her dreams on what she wants. She's got lawsuits going, and she's going to make it happen, I'm sure. So yeah, don't even think about that past stuff. It's not a house. Think of like a house sitter. Yeah, house sitter might also be it. Yeah, maybe that's a term that might be a good thing. But it's not just a house sitter, because a house sitter implies short term. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're going away for 2 weeks and we need a house sitter. I want to say this is a property caretaker, is what I kind of remember. And they live there and usually have a little apartment out back or whatever, and they just keep the house. I don't think you even clean it. Yeah, you used to do that for your friend when he was away on vacation. But you're looking for a full-time situation, not one where you can just go stay here and then go back to your place and stay here. You're looking for one where you can dump that place that you have now and move into something and start putting your money away, because you'll be living free basically with if they cover the room and board, and some of them even give you a pittance, a small amount of cash, so that way you can put some money away. Where one focuses their inner strength and energies and desires, that's what they'll obtain. Exactly. So I'm not mitigating what you've been through in any way. What I'm saying is that when I studied with Tony Robbins, he would get these people up there with heartbreaking stories. And I mean, and he would say, that is your story. Everybody's got a story that has screwed them up. You need to move beyond your story and you need to create a new story for yourself. And then when I learned about energy and stuff, about how where we focus our energy, that's what we're manifesting, and how basically our reality is a projection of what we are thinking or feeling. So that's what I'm saying. When you catch yourself going back, thinking about that jerk, thinking about what this guy did and what this landlord did, nip it in the bud and switch it somehow to, I'm going to go right around in this neighborhood and look at houses or whatever. I don't know what your situation is and whether you're able to, but go online and look at opportunities. Look for this, what we just talked about. Look for this caretaker. Look to the future of where you want to be. It really does work. Dolores Cannon has a video. She tells you how to cut the cord to situations and people. That's great. I don't have it. If you have the link, feel free to put it, Chell. My friend was just 3 weeks a year. Yeah, no, you want something long-term. And if I can find a place, and I want to say this was on an international site. So give me a little, in case you're not here. Well, you'll be back to one of these. I know that sometimes you can't always get on time, but I'll mark this down and make sure that I have it ready for you, a link for you next time. Or if I see you posting somewhere, I'll say, here's that link we talked about. What are you apologizing for, Patricia? You were here to sell healing, and we needed you for that. You were here to send healing thoughts to Vixen, and that's what counts, right? Yeah, it was a worldwide database, because I remember he was thinking about Italy and different places. So it's not just in the United States. There's wealthy people all over. Are you stuck to Sweden, or are you willing to go other places? Because who knows, maybe you can wind up, in another place. Good. Oh, good. Okay. Well, no, it's not good that he's deceased, but you know what I mean. It's on YouTube. Okay, I have many links about spirituality, healing, and freedom on my YouTube library playlist. Okay. She's moving. Here's what I can say from what I've seen. Now, I've known Vixen for about 2 years now, and people don't realize it, but I look at your profile sometimes. If I get certain feelings from you guys, and sometimes they could be wrong. I'm not saying they're always right. But there are certain people that I have watched huge transformations in and felt the transformations in. And Vixen is one of them. Patricia's another. Helen is another. You know who was another big one that we saw? I hope she's okay, because we haven't seen her on here, is Tahoe. Tahoe went through an amazing transformation that I saw. Okay, you're stuck in your city. Okay. So I'll find that database and see. You could maybe be a little bit outside or whatever. I don't know, but I'll just find the database and see what I can find for you. I know. Well, that's the point. That's the point, Vixen, is you have to be calm and all that stuff, but focus all of your energy of getting out of there. You are healing, whether you know it or not. You are healing. I feel that you are definitely in a better place than you were a year and a half ago. Let's put it that way. I just feel that. I don't know, but I feel that you are. But so the thing is, you don't necessarily try to heal. Try and maintain where you are now, and try to find your optimum environment. So focus all your energy, whatever that is. If you have to See, I don't know your situation if you're in a big city. What did you didn't say what city that was there, or did you up there? I think up there you might have. So yeah, you're doing better. I've been doing that for 12 years. You've been focusing on getting out, but you had that other person, and now this is your deal. Nobody's stopping you. There's nobody that's stopping you from doing this. There's a way that we can make this happen, and you just got a lot of love. If we have to send you love every single live, we will do that. I mean, heck, we've got to make it happen, because it's all changing. And the key is, from what I can see, is everybody's in really bad shape right now. Tim and I haven't been on a vacation. I used to vacation twice a year for 2 weeks each time. And I know that's entitled, and all that stuff, but I worked my ass off to do that. And I used to go once a month. I would take a weekend getaway. We couldn't even go away or do anything. We went to dinner and a comedy club, which is nice, of course, but I am just a traveler. I want to travel. I want to be able to go to Sweden and say, hey, we're going to be in this town. Let's meet up for lunch or whatever. That's what I used to do. You know what I'm saying? Oh, it was online, but look where you were focusing your energy. So you were focusing your energy online on somebody. Yeah, 10 years. Right. I mean, it's like this has got to happen. We're so close. And to me, what I try and do every day is just hang on and get through the day. I have another sister that's got cancer. I don't even know if she's going to make it through this. I lost my mother through this. This is all after COVID, and that's our goal, guys. We got to hang on and get through this, because we know that there's going to be the golden age coming soon, and we just got to hang in there. Traveled a few times in life. That was nice, but I had a friend to go with. Yeah, well, and I get that, because I understand. I've never been to Europe alone. Although what I can say is, the last time I went to Europe was with a girlfriend, and that was fun. But what I did do is get in a motorhome, and I have never had anything but a tiny little sports car my whole life. That's all I've driven, is tiny little sports cars. I got a 26-foot, 28-foot motorhome and drove 3 months through the USA in the mountains and everything else. I had no idea about not holding onto your brakes when you go down hills. I mean, my windshield popped out. My dashboard caught on fire during these 3 months. It was, I could have made my own movie. So I understand. It is fun when you have somebody, but you can meet up too. We can always meet up different places. So, let's get you out of that neighborhood. That's the focus right now, is getting you out of that neighborhood and into something safe. It doesn't have to be opulent. It can be something little. But let's see what we get, a step up and get you in a healthier environment. Oh, really? He lives in Manhattan, outside of Manhattan, and he loves it? Working for an attorney? He loves it? Ugh. Every night before sleep, visualize a ranch named Frog Ranch, where you will heal and reconnect to the spiritual realm. That's a new one. I have never heard of Frog Ranch. Okay. But I'm sure it means something. You don't have a license. Okay. Sounds like that movie with, it was like that movie with Chevy Chase, only worse, because I was alone. It was unbelievable. It was unbelievable. Literally, imagine you're driving down the road, real nice, rocking to the music, and then all of a sudden you hear this whistling, and I turn down the radio, and I'm screaming, whistling, and it's around me somewhere, and I look over at the passenger, and the windshield had to be that far away from the front of the car. The windshield glass was sticking out. There was a gap that big with air coming through it, and I was stuck in a cornfield for 3 days to get it replaced. It was horrible. Okay. Say more manifestation. Say, I am blessed. I am impossible. My health improves each passing day. You did a lot of affirmations in a while back, didn't you, Patricia? My path are open to where I belong. Prosperity is in my life more than I know. That's beautiful. That's absolutely beautiful, Patricia. I know the affirmation certainly helped Tim also. I don't know where he went now. He's probably watching something goofy, knowing my husband. Amen, Patricia. I am important. Fully rely on God. Frog. What is frog? Are you talking about like Q frogs? I don't know. What is that? Pepe? I don't know. You were lucky though. You were physically safe at least. Well, no, I wasn't. No, I wasn't, because I didn't realize that you're not supposed to hold your brakes when you go down a hill for a long time. And I completely lost my brakes and had to go into one of those things that the trucks use to stop. It was pretty bad. And then I was stuck and I couldn't get my brakes back. And I called my brother-in-law at the time that was a mechanic or something and told me what to do. I don't know, but it was harrowing. Okay. I went places that no woman should ever go alone in a motorhome. The things I've done, guys, it's just a shock that I'm alive, because I've always been pretty fearless with stuff like that. We are sacred life. You are physically safe too. You put a bubble around you and don't even entertain it, and keep that spray regardless of what they say. Life conduit vessel of our lovely God source creator. Tim's baked out in the bathtub. He might be. No, I don't think so. I'm right next to the fridge. There's no way he got there. Oh, sweetie. I love you, Patricia. Okay, Donald. Bye-bye, sweetheart. Guardian angel. Oh, thank you, Happy. Thank you. I'm just a regular person. I don't know what to say. With a silly little doggy waiting for his chicken, huh? I don't know what to say. Okay, so let's all go have our dinner. It's 6:30 on my time. I don't know about you guys. I know some of you are. See if my husband's baked out in the bathtub, huh? No, he's not. Yeah, exactly. The things we've done, the wild things we've done, and we're here to see this. We were meant to be here. Every single one of you that are on this channel were meant to be here. And I hope it's for the good. No, I would have heard the water running. I would have heard the water running. Yes, Tuesday. Okay, so see you next Tuesday. Oh, that's something really bad, isn't it? That was a bad trap, Happy. That was a trap. Okay. Love you guys. Have a good weekend. I'm gonna figure out what I'm gonna have. All right, love you. Bye-bye, guys. Love you. That's it. I gotta figure out how to end this. Okay, guys. Bye-bye. Take care.